time for tutorial in terms of sidechaining. So I've just got this very basic thing right here. So it's very simple, as you can see. I just got a kick, and then this snare, and then these hi-hats. I just need to do that right there, because that sounds terrible, I'm just saying. There we go, that sounds way better. Listen to that. When this, specifically, especially when this kick hits. Oof, that's harsh. That is hard to listen to right there. You hit that shit. And the reason that sounds so horrible to listen to is because the bass frequencies are clashing like crazy, and it also just kind of gives that dubstep feel when things sidechain. So this is how to sidechain with Cleaver Clearer. I'm going to teach 3 different methods of sidechaining. So first of all, I'm going to dock this channel right here to the left, just because I like it, have it there so that when I scroll along, I can, for bigger projects, I can still see it on the left here at all times. I'm going to go ahead and recolor and rename this to sidechain, just so I remember what it is and where it is. And then I'm going to take all of these channels right here. Again, this is multiple ways to sidechain, so I'm going to start with this first one, where we take all of these, we're going to right click and route to this track only, which means all of these are going through this. So if I mute this, then only these things are coming through. Then I can right click this, this audio slider here and create an automation clip. And you can see I've only created a small one, and that's because I've only selected this part, which you can do by right clicking and dragging on this top area here. And now I'm going to right click to make a new node so I can make this automation clip, and I'm going to right click that and type in value. Now it will usually look like this for you if you have one, and so 0.5 is directly in the middle, things like that. And so to get it exactly where it should be, like up here, so it's at the same level, if you click dB, it's easier because you can see -9 dB, which means it's -9 in volume. So if you set it to 0, boom, perfectly level with everything up here. Because 0 is the default, 5.6 is a boost, which makes it louder. And then if you put it all the way down, it ducks the audio and then comes back, and then you can adjust this right here, which is the tension. I recommend setting this to around 50%. And then you can just put this on every single drum hit right here, like this. And as you can see, now, you can't really tell because of this first one, because it's right at the beginning, but what automation clips actually are doing in this right here is, instead of going straight down like this, they're actually doing more of a movement like this, where they kind of slope down like this, but in a really tiny area like that, so it's barely noticeable. However, it is still noticeable to some, and you get kind of a clicky sound with some songs. So, for example, right here, if I take this, it sounds fine, right? But if you zoom in really far and select all of these sidechain things and move it just a single thing to the right, which if you zoom all the way into where you can't zoom in anymore and you have your grid snapping on cell, then you can use shift and the left and right arrow keys to move it just a single thing, or you can move it a full thing as long as it's on the grid with shift and left and right arrow keys all the time in FL. So you can see now they're slightly over, which means I like that. I personally do that a lot. I think it adds just a little something that's quite nice. Yes, that is sidechaining right there. That is the first method of sidechaining anyway. The next method we're going to talk about is the one that I personally use, because when you use automations with the your automation clips with sidechaining, then you can get some really annoying things where when it's stuck on the sidechain, in fact, if I go back a little bit here, if it's like right here, and then you go onto the pattern, and you hit pattern, and hit play, you can hear there's nothing coming through, and it's like, why is that? Well, if you look at the sidechain thing, it's because this is all the way down. The reason for that is because you were just on this section, which means you need to drag it over there, and then go in, and then you can hear it, which is really frustrating sometimes. And although this doesn't fix the issue completely, something I found that helps the issue and just makes it a little easier to deal with. So if you add Fruity Balance, this plugin right here, to the sidechain channel, I add it on slot 10, but it doesn't really matter. I like to add other stuff to my sidechain channel sometimes, so I keep it slot 10, but it's up to you. And then you can right-click the volume knob right here and create automation clip. And this does literally the exact same thing that creating the automation clip beforehand did. This does literally the exact same thing. The only difference is that now it's a little more consistent with its volume. So, and if I go in here, you can hear then it hasn't done the same thing as it did last time. So that is my personal preferred way of sidechaining. However, there's another way, which you don't even need this at all. You don't even need to have an automation clip, and most of all, you don't even need to use a channel, like another channel like this. You can route all of this to the master again. And this last method is using sidechain to this track. So if you take your kick and sidechain it to the track here, then if you add Fruity Limiter and turn the seal all the way up, go into Comp and select sidechain and right click, and you can choose the thing you routed to it. So I've got the Antidote dubstep kick right here. And then if you turn down the threshold and then up the knee or the ratio, you can adjust these to your liking. That, as you can see, has done it. And then you can make another one for this. I can duplicate this right here by hitting Save Preset As, but clicking and dragging, and then you can do that to duplicate things to other tracks. And now, that's not perfect, obviously, because I didn't even sidechain the kick to this other one, but that is a method of sidechaining. Now, it's a little weird, and it doesn't always give you as much control. I used to use this method a lot. Nowadays, I really do not like this method. Anyway, I don't like that method much, and my preferred method to this day is just using Fruity Balance to get a nice tight little EQ curve right here. And then also, the good thing about this is that you can adjust it to your liking. So if you think that's too long, then you can adjust it, make it tighter by holding Alt. And if you don't want this to move around like this, then you can hold Shift and Alt as well, and then it will keep it on the same level. You can even adjust the tension. But yeah, then you're like, oh, never mind, I don't like this either. I want this to be more wide. Then, and yeah, it's highly adjustable how you want it. It's very good. You can even add multiple points like this, or you could even have something like for I don't know why you'd want to do this, but say you wanted to God, if I can select this properly, there we go. You could even do this. Again, I don't know why you'd want to do that. But anyway, that's how to sidechain with Cleaver. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.